What up? Fairy tale. It's been a minute since I made a fairy tale video, and it's been an even longer minute since I've been excited to make one. Cause the chapters be well, actually no. The last fairy tale review I did, it was Gray and Windy going crazy. So I don't know, they on a run. Alright, so we see, here's how this goes. The review that I'm reviewing 184 through 187. Chapters happened in between there, but the fights ain't long enough and ain't really hype enough for me. I could do them just in a different video. But right now, we gonna talk about the ORACION SEIS. Cause Pete Pete, the ORACION SEIS, when they first pulled up, I was dissing them so heavy, saying they just giving a pull up to everyone. They just letting everyone show up except the Dragon Slayers. Not only did we get the ORACION SEIS, but Cobra is a Dragon Slayer. I don't even know why I said that. But they hard. They hard. I was dissing Spinner heavy. He hard. So we just gonna get into it. First fight on the Outer we have Gaia and Richard. Battle of Love. Spoiler alert, Richard got folded. Now I know that that's like a shorter one, but they fight started very much chapters ago. But it ends here where Richard is already being washed and he's like, I thought we could understand each other through love. First off, Richard, you do everything for the love of money. Don't act like this is pure love. You do it for the love of money. In my head, can't even hate. I love my money getters. Love my bag getters. Why you think I rock with Kakuzu so much? But, gang, you do it for the love of money, not the love of the game. You feel me? That boy Gaia is a lover of the earth, and he drops a little bar. I ain't gonna lie, he drops a bar. He says, not being understand each other is also an act of love. And then proceeded to wash my nigga. Damn. Cobra hears this because he got the ears on him, and he's like, Richard got dropped. And I know that is crazy for him because Richard is portrayed as one of the stronger members of the ORACION SEIS. I'm actually rewatching Fairy Tail right now with the ORACION SEIS arc at least. And I do remember that Richard was like that guy in the group. Him and Midnight was like those were the ones for real. But yeah. That boy Richard got dropped, and Cobra's like, what? And then Blade, he fighting Blade, and he like, yeah, your boy got dropped, and you next, nigga. I ain't gonna lie. How do I feel about Blade? Blade, I don't know why I liked him when he first pulled up, but he just lost aura. He lost his presence. This time. I don't know what it was. I don't know why. He just don't seem cold. He like it from just the first line. I could tell you getting dropped. But yeah, he says you're next, and then Cobra's like, you can hear, and I don't even blame him for assuming that. Blade do got a set of ears on him. He got them Hortons on it. He got them Horton ears to who ears, but nah. Blade is like, nah, I can read your thoughts. So we got a battle. And I want you to peep. They're counterparts to each other, right? As soon as I realized that Blade was supposed to be a counterpart to Cobra, I said, oh, you're just an obstacle. This ain't gonna end well for you. This not gonna end well for you. You don't know what you're dealing with. You got a counterpart to one of his gimmicks. But you also in a Dragon Slayer arc, and you happen to be fighting a Dragon Slayer and you didn't know. So I can't even blame you for that. But yeah, you're through. You're through. But for the first half, I ain't gonna lie, Cobra was getting walked down. Blade was working him. Because Cobra's whole thing is that he likes to hear what his opponents is about to do. He likes to hear their minds. He likes to hear their thoughts and then react accordingly. But Blade is reading what Cobra is hearing the moves being made, and then Blade is reading the movements that Cobra reacts to, and then he's countering off that. So Blade just happens to have one up on him every single time. So like when Cobra hears that Blade is about to boom, ducks down, but Blade heard the, this is so stupid. This just sounds stupid to explain. Forget that. We on to the next one. We on to the next fight. We got Meredy versus the dude that looks like Mira Jane in her demon form. I ain't gonna lie, I don't remember his name. He cold though. He cold. He cold. He definitely cold. He weird. He's weird for sure. I'm gonna put a picture of him just so y'all know, because I'm not going back to remember his name. I'm sorry. I'm not. I don't feel like it. So I'm gonna just put a picture, and whenever I say dude that looks like Mira or the weird dude, you know who I'm talking about. But him, he nice. I ain't gonna lie. Meredy was never one of those characters where I was like, oh my gosh, Meredy's in this battle. Ooh, Meredy's on the field. Look out. Like, she just wasn't. She was never that. So I don't know why. I feel like she's supposed to be a 2v1 character, not a 1v1. You're not supposed to trap her in an ISO. That's not her skill set. She's not a 1v1 player. She's a team player. She's not a 1v1 player. Her bag doesn't show right. So she fighting him, and you know she does the body link magic. That's what she specializes in. She body links with bro, and then she's like, "Yeah, I got you." He said, just like that, the spell is going. This ain't her fight. This is not her fight. They could have gave her some sort of counterpart. They could have put her against anyone else. She should have been fighting Melt, really. I could see her fighting. Well, she would have lost against Melt too. It don't really matter. As long as she's in a 1v1, I really don't see her beating anyone that's on this battlefield. I ain't gonna lie. Meredy is not that. She's just not that type of fighter. But she fighting bro, and he's like, all right, now that you did your move, shall we open the gates? This is why I say he's weird. What the fuck am I looking at? What is this? Because we see a whole lot of coming through the gates, a whole lot of those. I'm like, I genuinely was so appalled by what I was reading. I read it like 5 times and I still just didn't understand. Maybe they explained his magic a while ago or something and I just forgot. But I'm literally looking at this and I'm like, yo, what the fuck am I? This is different. It's actually different, because it's not like he says gate, so I'm thinking it's celestial spirits. That's not celestial spirits. That is disgusting. Whatever he got going, whatever coming through them gates is underworld. And he looks like Mira, who Mira takes on demon forms. He looks like demon form Mira. Oh, he's summoning demons. Oh, that explains that. But yeah, terrible. So we just go cut to the we gonna cut Angel. It's Angel versus Demon now. Well, Angel versus Damon. I'm not gonna call her Damon. Angel versus Mel. Oh my gosh, Angel, you so bad, but you also so bad at fighting. she getting washed. She getting washed. And I don't even know. I don't even know how to describe what happened. What is Melt? Her whole magic is like she melts things. But like, is it acid? Or are you literally just liquefying everything? Just purely just turning everything into a liquid? And what's with the cards? Does she need the card? So she's a holder user. She's a holder user. She uses holder magic. She can liquefy everything. Angel, holder user too. But she also has those things going on too. But those is being melted. All of her attacks. being melted, and then she finally backs out, celestial spirit magic. And then Melt is like, oh, went straight through her. The beam went straight through her, by the way. She like, oh, I can melt my body too. Okay, Juvia. Anyways, super melt, or whatever she used, whatever she did, Angel stood no chance. Angel stood no chance. I don't know. It was just, it's one of those where I just can't even, there's no reason for me to cover it. I could have just said, oh yeah, Angel got dominated this fight anyways, and it would have been, that would have sufficed. But Macbeth is fighting Zero, my boy. I'm gonna get to the fight. Spinner. Spinner, my boy, I always had faith in you. No, I didn't. I'm capping. But Spinner actually takes up the mantle because he winning his fight. He winning his fight. And I remember when I was originally reading the start of their fight and I seen Spinner was putting hands on him, I was like, since when are you like this? Out of everyone, you winning? I'd be expecting the least from bro every time because your magic is speed. I'm sorry. It's just too basic. It's just too basic. But let me shut my eyes up. Cause he fighting him and he like, yo, why is y'all losing right now? If y'all don't win before me, I got something for you. Talking smack while in the middle of laying a knee to the chicken to chicken dude face. Spinner got aura, and guess what? We got the lob of the century because Cobra hears it. And he's like, yeah, what am I doing? Here's my problem with Cobra. Cobra is a Dragon Slayer, 2nd gen Dragon Slayer. And he always, realistically, Cobra's fights should not be hard for him. You're using poison. It's not a lot of healers in Fairy Tail. Cobra's fights should literally be 2 named attacks. It's through. It's through. Like, he be using a passive on all his abilities. He refuses to use name attacks. He refuses to use his name attacks unless he's back in the corner. He doesn't like his Dragon Slayer magic. That's just what I'm seeing. Like, why are you not using your bag? You got a duffel. You got a crazy one. You got a crazy win condition. And you just don't want to use that shit? I would open up my fights with it. And his form looks tough. The dragon, the poison dragon scales anyways. He like, yeah, I hear you loud and clear. And then he spreads the poison around. Go Cobra so cold. Cause Blade sees this and he's like, no, this is poison. I'ma just cut it. I'ma just cut through. And then Cobra, you peep that stutter? Cobra was like, nah, I can hear your hesitation. Bingo, we got action. Blade is like, there ain't nothing I can't cut through. And then Cobra was like, all right, then do it. Do it then. But what's her name? Oh, the poison starts surrounding Blade. And then Blade, he's trying to cut through it and everything. But he's like, his blade is being melted. And he's like, what type of poison is this? This ain't normal. My blade will never melt. And he's like, yo, this is dragon poison. It gets through everything, my boy. You're through. You're through. Blade still rocking with it though. I ain't gonna lie, Blade cold. He got that little gimmick that dude from Bleach got. He's just not as nice. Where he's like, I can still stab you with this. I don't care. My name is Blade for a reason. Goes through, stabs Cobra. You got your hit off. But now you in close range with him. Cobra like pulls a Kenpachi and grabs him. And he's like, alright, now you really, nah, I got you. Poison starts to surround. He gets through him. Named attack. One singular named attack. Poison Dragon's jaw starts eating away rapidly at Blade. And he's like, he drops a bar where he says, I'm sorry, I ain't like Natsu. I kill my opponents. Blade corrodes away, but he drops a line where he says, death for me is just me returning to FARIS. the book of Faris. So with Faris, because she inherited Acnologia's thing where Acnologia can eat all magic, and she has Zera's whole gimmick where she can make all these demons and stuff. So she's given the powers. But when they return her, does she get their abilities? That's a thought. That's a thought. I wonder what she's up to right now. I wonder what she's in that little dimension with that other one, with that other fire and flame user. Actually, yeah, I remember that. But yeah, I wonder if that's. I wonder how that works. Anyways, Cobra wins. We cut to Spinner, cause Spinner also locks in, and the chicken nigga, he like, y'all dropped us, and I ain't gonna lie, chicken dude cool. Chicken dude cool. He could have survived this. Well, we can't let you go. 3 of ours just lost. I can't let you go. Spinner dropping him, and we get a backstory to why they even here in the first place, because they really didn't have no reason to be here for real, except for Zero was here, and that's why Merity pulled up, where she's like, Zero's magic has appeared on the continent where Fairy Tail is at. And then everyone's like, reasonably so. They like, nah, that ain't got nothing to do with me, bro. That ain't got nothing to do with me. And I would have said the same thing. That's a whole nother place. That's a old news. I'm on to bigger things. Someone else go handle it, bro. Let another guild handle it. But Macbeth, he's like, well, no, Spinner, he says, I'm free to run wherever I want now. I don't need to run back to dude. But Macbeth, he says, are you really free? Maybe freedom is the fact that we have the strength to use our will to fight for others. Shut up. You could have went by yourself, bro. You don't gotta encourage nobody. He could have just went by himself if he wanted to do that, bro. Spinner, you free. You free to run away if you want, bro. You didn't have to. But Spinner putting hands on dude, I ain't gonna lie, he putting hands on dude. Sonic Heaven, barrage of attacks. And he says, I'm only here to prevent y'all from using the name of ORACION. Spinner, you got all my points, bro. Clap it up for Spinner. You second place behind Cobra. And now we get to our third place spot. We got my boy Macbeth versus Zero. Spoiler alert. Midnight lose. Macbeth loses. But I will say, the thing that I really like about their magic is that this also includes Jalal. They don't really specifically use one type of magic. So their magic really feels like, oh, I've studied this throughout years. I've studied all these different arts and stuff. Like, it really feels like wizards. Whereas other people that use magic, they just feel like they just have very specific superpowers. I ain't gonna lie, they don't really feel like magic. They feel like magic users right now though, where they going band for band and they using they're using different types of darkness magic and all that. But Zero taught Macbeth how to use the darkness, but Macbeth, he's like, all right, I'm gonna show you something that you didn't know. Dark enchantment on the arm. Boom. He starts fighting like Natsu. I love that. That's fire. That was unintentional. But that's clean though. Like, I really like this fight. I want to see this animated because I want to see like how the different usages of their abilities. You feel me? Even the dark reflector and all that, like, I just really like it. And then when they go band for band, because like I said, they study multiple different types. So when Zero's like, you think you know the darkness, and he activates some big darkness attack, and then Macbeth is like, I'm not stuck in the dark anymore, and he uses purification magic to counteract it. Macbeth should have won, but Zero also highly skilled in his arts. Boom. Switches personalities, gets to the brain. The brain does all this stuff, nullifies the spell. Macbeth loses. That was a great fight, though. I don't know. I just really like it. I just really like the fight. I ain't gonna lie. But now, the moment I've been waiting for, because they got dropped, right? And at first I'm like, dang. So is they joining the battle royale with everybody else that's fighting like the fire and flame users and stuff and all that? You know the rest of the guild had to pull up somehow. You know the rest of them had to pull up somehow. We just waiting. I'm only waiting for 2 more people at this point. No, 4 more people. Maybe 5. 5 more people at this point. But we got a group. We got Juvia pulling up to fight the weird dude. Hear me out. I would have rather it been Mira Jane to fight the weird dude. Cause I don't know. It just doesn't. I don't get it. I don't get how this is practical. This is a weird matchup. It's very intentional though, and I feel like at the same time it's good that it's Juvia because she could go intangible, and whatever's coming through that gate, its whole thing is that it grabs people and it drags them into the gate with her. You can't drag water. So I'm happy about this matchup, but I'm also like, should have been Mira. But Mira does pull up. Mira pulls up to save. Who did Mira pull up to save? Who did Mira pull up to save? Wait a minute. Mira pulls up to save Angel. So we got Mira versus Mel. That should have been Juvia's matchup. Like, I don't know. This just all feels, it just feels weird. I don't know. But that should be an easy win for Mira. I mean, Holder, Mel is cool, but nah. Mira and 4. That's a clean sweep. Elfman pulls up to fight Gaia. We got the manliest nigga in Fairy Tail versus Mother Earth Gaia. And you know, I like to play on the name, but the dude I've been asking for since the battle started. Zero was talking heavy. He like, I'm not here to fight the old news. I'm here to fight Fairy Tail. And then, in the shadows, you just hear, what was that you said about Fairy Tail? My boy Godzilla is here. Hey, Zero. Zero don't know what he about to deal with. Oh my gosh. He don't know what he gotta go through. That boy Godzilla ain't nothing to play with. He got like 2 power-ups other than Iron Dragon Slayer. You got the Shadow Dragon, and then you got when he ate whatever dude had that was part of, what's his name? That was part of Zero's crew. Moral of the story is Godzilla heavy hitter. And he got a kid. He got the Jalen Green power up. This ain't gonna go well for him. This not gonna go well for Zero. He not making it out of this one. Now all I'm waiting for, where's Loxus? Where's Sting and Rogue? Where's Gildarts? I don't like how they be writing Gildarts out of arcs. Like, I get he is the strongest character in Fairy Tail. So putting him in certain situations, you need to have someone equal on his caliber. Otherwise, the problems get solved. He's like the Gojo character. But at the same time, it's like, bro, he's right there. There's heavy hitters everywhere. Just have him fight someone. He could have fought. Nah, he probably would have beat Wed. Wed is fighting Natsu and Wed about to lose. He would have had to fight a Dragon God, actually. And they lost. They lost already. Never mind, it's smart to leave Gildarts out of this. We don't need Gildarts to pull up. Never mind, they got it. They got this. But yeah, that was good. That was good. I loved this. I refrain. I would like to take back every slanderous thing I ever said about the ORACION SEIS. Now, I don't know what's next. What's my next chapter review is gonna be. It's either gonna be Gotcha Kuda. Haven't done that yet at all on the channel. Well, I have done that, but I haven't done a manga review. or we gonna do Centuria, my classic. So hard to decide. Anyways, y'all boys just said, no, I'm out. I'm finna go hoop.